All right, welcome back, everybody. Carolina Keith here with you again. Going to go over another indicator for you. This one's also pretty darn simple. It's called the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. It's not wasting any time and jump right on into it. All right, I've already got the RSI pulled up for you, but I'll show you. You click indicators here, just as we did with the others. Type in RSI, and there you have it. Relative Strength Index. I just added another one on top of the one that I already had. I'll delete that one because I don't need but one here. So what is relative strength index? Well, just as it sounds, it shows us the relative strength of whatever chart you pull up on whatever time frame you pull up. Again, I'm going to ask you to start high and work your way down little by little. You'll find that if you start high and work your way down, it kind of helps eliminate some of the noise and you see things a little bit more clearly. All right, so there's a few key parts of the RSI. There's a yellow moving average in here. I'm going to take that out. It's something that TradingView recently added. Not necessarily needed for this particular indicator. All right, so there are a few zones. Inside the purple zone that you see here is our nominal trading area, or basic normal price action that happens all the time. What's interesting is when we get to these upper levels up here in the dark zones, down here, up there, and down here. All right, this is called, anywhere up here is called overbought. Why? Well, if you can imagine this for a moment, think of a warehouse. All right. If I have an Amazon warehouse and I keep lots and lots of widgets, all right, and I need to move these widgets, the problem is I've bought 300 pallets of widgets when I only really needed 150 pallets. So what am I going to do with those 300 pallets? Well, I have too many widgets. I need to do what? I need to sell them and get rid of them. All right. So when something is overbought, generally speaking, we look for a place to sell. So guess what? Just the opposite. When things go down here in the darker zone, guess what, folks? That is oversold. Now, you like to keep 150 pallets of widgets. You put them on sale, and you went from 150 to 300 when you overbought it. Now you've put them on sale, and you've sold too many. Guess what? Now you only have 80 pallets of widgets. Uh-oh, what should you do? When you're oversold, you buy more. Pretty darn simple. These three main areas on this indicator are the most important three areas. Inside the purple zone is our nominal trading. Above the purple zone into black is overbought. Below is oversold. Again, these are factory settings. I changed nothing. All right. You can adjust these a little bit for different assets, but I particularly leave it alone. I don't like the mess. How high can overbought get? It can get very high. So mind the trend first. Again, this is a confluence indicator. Do not use it solely on its own as, yes, that's definitely the absolute key I should do. This is 100% what I should do. Should never do that. It's a confluence indicator. We have seen assets. As you see, there's a little reading on the right over here. It shows 74 right over here on the price bar that this thing went to. All right, so it can go as high as 100. I've seen it in the past couple months go to 96, 97 on a certain few assets. Also down here on oversold, you see it went to 28. It can go much lower than that. If you scroll back in history and look at the asset, you can kind of see what it's done in the past. And look, it's never done oversold but one time, and that was back in June of 2022. Since then, overbought, 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 overbought. A lot of overbought, not very much oversold, huh? So you can kind of come to your own summation of what you think may happen. And if you look back here, you'll see this indicator actually turned green right here because it was so super overbought. And this is an automatic stock setting. You don't have to add it. But when you see it turn very green like that, that's telling you, hey, this thing's screaming hot. All right. Now that was up to 87 on the RSI. Anytime you get near 90, that's a really, really, really running hot. When things run hot, you should typically tend to do the other thing. And then when things run very cold down here, you should typically tend to look to do the other thing. Now, there's a couple more little parts to this. Let me show you those now. All right, I've drawn a couple lines on the RSI here, and these are important lines because these are what I like to call the action lines. All right, you'll see a dotted line on the RSI right here. That's the midline for the RSI. So that's around 50 on the RSI, which is considered to be dead in the middle. What you'll find is most assets don't always hang out there. They hang out more of a zone. And that zone is between 50 and 40. If we just look back in history a little bit, you'll see what I mean here. Right through here, you see a lot of price action and RSI bounces all around the 40 line. I'll drop the camera. You can see the numbers on the right are roughly around 40 where my cursor is moving on the right over here in the price bar. All through here, roughly 40, 40, 40, bounce, 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 bounce. Sometimes it dips a little lower, right? But it comes right back to that 40 zone and goes. Same thing with the 50 line. You'll see a lot of action around 50 over and over and over again, right? All right, when something tends to go super oversold and overbought, where does the price come back to? Typically that middle zone, that action zone. Here you see a super overbought, and this thing eventually failed and come right back to the action zone again, didn't it? Right in between 40 and 50. Now, please understand that this is just a confluence indicator. Again, relative strength index, not perfect strength, relative strength. Add these confluence indicators to your repertoire so you can use them to find the better place to get in and out along your path. We're all about maximizing gains and minimizing losses here. That's what these indicators help you do. Confluence, it's important, and I want you to use it for yourself. Thank you, guys. We're going to use some more RSI stuff a little later in a more advanced video. Don't really need to add to that right now. We'll work on that later. For now, this is all you need. Study it a little bit, use it a little bit, test it a little bit, see what you think. See you guys in the next video. Be good. Peace.